Now, over the next few weeks, I'll be doing what I can to get outside with this stove and give it a real good grilling in the outdoors, in the environment it was meant to be in. And afterwards, I'll be putting together a proper review video of the stove. Today, I want to do an unboxing video with you. I want to have a quick look at what comes in the package and also give you some of my initial thoughts and reactions to this stove coming up. Hi, my name is Jack and I want to welcome you to my YouTube channel. If you are into the great outdoors, then please consider hitting the subscribe button below. As well as gear reviews, I look at hints and tips and advice and techniques to help you make the most of your time when you're exploring the great outdoors. Now, I've been a fan of Jetboil since the start, and stoves, backpacking stoves in particular, have come on leaps and bounds since I first started walking in the hills. Well, this year, one of the industry leaders, Jetboil, are launching a brand new stove that is at least 40% lighter than any of their other products. Introducing the Stash. Now, one of the things I want to do tonight is do a bit of an unboxing of the product. Now, it's safe to say, when you first look at the product, as it turns up, I imagine as it is going to be stocked on shelves in shops, there's not an awful lot of unboxing to be done. There's not a lot of box going on here, and I think actually to start off with, that's a really cool and unique sort of step in the right direction for sort of packaging for products, especially for outdoor products. Not only is having minimal packaging a really big step in the right direction, but also with this stove, with the Stash, not only is the packaging minimal, it is recyclable too, and it says on the bottom, do your part, Jethead, please recycle. So first thoughts, cool, unique packaging, minimal and eco-friendly. Okay, so let's dig into the product itself. Like I say, really minimal packaging. I'm actually going to work out how to get into said minimal packaging. I really don't want to rip it. What am I going to do with this afterwards? It's going to go in the bin, but this itself gives you a bit of an idea of what you can expect from the stove. You can see here that the stove itself weighs 200 grams or 7.1 ounces if you speak that particular language. Even in the packaging, it's compact, it's light. The moment you pick this up, you're going to realize immediately that this is a super light, super compact stove. You can also see there that boil time is 2.5 minutes. Having read into this, this is the average amount of time that it's going to take to boil half a litre for the duration of your canister's lifespan. That is this device here. When this thing is brand new, it'll take a little bit less than 2.5 minutes to actually boil the water. As it's getting older, a little bit emptier, it may take a little bit longer. Okay, so take the stove out of its pretty packaging. Okay, there we are. So what you're looking at here is the stove as it is. This is the capacity, the size that it's going to take up in your bag. To put that in perspective, here is a lovely Waterwell filter water bottle, and you can clearly see how small the product is. Here's my phone, so it gives you an idea, average smartphone size, I guess, these days. It's a Samsung S20 of some description. You get the idea of the size. Okay, let's open this bad boy up. Pinch me. Okay, so immediately you can see the handle when opened clicks into place. It's not going to fold back over while you're trying to pour your cup of tea. To release that, you just pinch the handle in and flip it back over. It acts as a sort of a stopper there to keep everything contained within the pot. I thought for a minute then I had been sent a canister. Here is my complete full canister, as it would be if I were taking it on a walk. So that would clip into place on the lid. Bish bash bosh, very nice. Little pouch bag there, I assume contains a stove. We'll pop that to one side. You've got the fold out base, so that's the stabilizer. That clips onto the bottom of the canister. I'll have a look at that in a bit. Okay, so beyond that, you've got a little instruction book that goes with the stove. Finally, don't think we need this. Cardboard a la carte. Good frisbee. Of course, let's dig into the main working component itself. Beyond this, it's basically a fancy cup. So let's take this out. Little pouch there Rather conveniently on the pouch, it actually runs through how to pack the stash. Of course, everything fits really neatly inside the Jetboil. You know, if you're really cold on the hill, you're soaking wet, you just want to whip up a quick cup of tea. The last thing you want to do is go digging into the depths of your bag just to find the flipping gas canister that seems to have disappeared into the abyss that is your rucksack. Being able to pack everything really neatly together is great. Okay, so of course then, finally, the stove element with plastic instructions. Okay, so these are the components that your stove is going to come with: the pot, the lid, the stand, the little pouch, the storage pouch with instructions, and obviously the stove cooker itself. To complete the ensemble, you will need a gas canister. Okay, so let's dig into some of the specific components. First off, the pot. Now, of course, with Jetboil, the pot is not just any pot. This incorporates technology called the flux ring here. I don't know if you can see that sort of little knobbly bobbly ring that runs around the bottom. Now, what this does is it utilizes a greater surface area, which significantly reduces the boiling time and also therefore increases your fuel efficiency. So there's this flux ring here that makes this pot more than just a pot. So next, the stove. This is a standalone stove. It has a titanium burner on it, which of course is going to help keep the weight down. The stove as well doesn't have a fuel regulator on it. So what that means is it's not possible to regulate the heat of the stove. You've pretty much got an on-off functionality here. Now what that means is in terms of cooking, this stove is best suited really for only boiling water. So you're talking cups of tea, cups of coffee, hot drinks, so on and so forth. But of course, in terms of eating, it means it's ideal for use with things such as freeze-dried meals, as I've got here. So one of the things I've previously really enjoyed about the Jetboil systems is not only how they pack away really nicely together, but also how they connect really easily for use. To me, it's felt like a much more stable stove than using the traditional burner on a gas canister and then, you know, placing a pot or whatever on top of it. Now, with this, it is different to previous Jetboil systems. However, these little notches that you can see on the arms that come out of the stove fit really nicely straight on to the ring on the base of the pot. So if you have got it on, I mean, I'm giving it a bit of a wibble there. I don't know if I'm gonna be cooking an earthquake or something, but as long as it's not, you know, a serious earthquake, my hot chocolate is gonna be, is gonna stay right there. So that's pretty cool, I like that. Okay, so that pretty much covers the science and technology and features of the stove and the pot system itself. I'm now going to have a quick run through actually setting it up. Okay, well, let's start with our base. I've got my gas canister here. The base as well has a couple of different teeth in it. I don't know if you can see those notches there in the base itself. Now what that means is it's suitable for different sized canisters. So for the smaller canister, it is the little teeth there. Okay, so that's my canister, that's my base, set up, ready to go. Now cooking inside here, make sure that's off. So there we've got the base, the canister, the stove nicely in place. All that is left to do now, of course, is to place a pot on top. Okay, so of course, managed to set that up. The next challenge, put me to the test now, whoop, is we're going to attempt to pack it away. Okay, so in terms of packing the stove away once you're finished, nice and simple, clip the canister onto the bottom of the lid as we looked at earlier. Pop the stand in the bottom, stove burner side down, into the pot like so, and then your canister obviously is going to slot, or your lid's going to go on with the canister slotting into that opening there. Considering it's such a compact stove, such a compact system, everything slots in with very little drama. Of course, as we mentioned earlier, pinch the handle in, clip it across, and you've got a little bit of security in terms of keeping everything contained. There we have it really. So initial thoughts, extremely lightweight, extremely compact, very easy to use. Like I say, some of the features I've enjoyed about Jetboil previously are that they're easy to pack, they store very efficiently. Of course, I can't really speak much in terms of its cooking power and capacity because I've not used it yet. So yeah, initial thoughts, if you're looking for a really lightweight stove, something nice and compact, something you can stick in your bag, whether you're going on a day hike or a through hike, and that's important as well. Of course, we look to stoves and we look to keeping weight down for the purpose of backpacking and overnight trips, because of course we're already carrying lots of stuff like tents and sleeping bags and blah, 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 blah. So we want to keep the weight down. Yes, that's definitely the case in this situation. But in my opinion, initial thoughts would suggest to me that not only is this stove light and compact enough to use backpacking, it's also ideal really to just stick into a day bag and take with you on a bit of a day hike as well. So if you are there at the moment mulling over what stove you might use later this year for your outdoor trips and hikes and expeditions, then definitely give the Stash a little bit of consideration. Initial thoughts are this really is an impressive stove in terms of size, packability, and definitely in terms of weight. It is very impressive. I want to say a huge thank you to Jetboil for sending me out this stove to have a bit of a play with. Like I say, over the next few weeks, I will be getting out with this stove as much as I can, using it in an outdoor environment, and generally get to grips with how it feels to use on an everyday walk. So make sure to keep a beady eye out for that video in a few weeks' time. If you've enjoyed this video, and if you found it remotely useful, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button below. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.